Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Perkenalkan, saya Laksmi Mustika Cakrawati, dosen program studi S1 Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris, Fakultas Ilmu Budaya Universitas Jenderal Sudirman. Pada kesempatan ini, saya akan menjelaskan mata kuliah Vocational English Teaching yang saya ampu di program studi Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris yang berbasis Delivery, Interaction, dan Assessment. Tujuan dari pembuatan video ini adalah sebagai salah satu persyaratan sertifikasi dosen tahun 2025, yaitu pernyataan diri dosen dalam unjuk kerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi atau PDD UKT PTN, aspek pengajaran. Saya akan memulai dengan informasi umum mengenai deskripsi mata kuliah Vocational English Teaching. Vocational English Teaching adalah mata kuliah pilihan untuk mahasiswa semester 6 di program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Bobot untuk mata kuliah ini adalah sebesar 2 SKS teori. Mata kuliah ini membahas metode dan strategi pengajaran bahasa Inggris untuk keperluan vokasional. Fokusnya pada pengembangan kurikulum, materi, serta keterampilan komunikasi yang relevan dengan dunia kerja dan industri. Mahasiswa akan menganalisis kebutuhan pembelajar vokasional, merancang bahan ajar kontekstual, serta mempraktikkan teknik pengajaran berbasis tugas dan proyek. Tujuan dari mata kuliah ini adalah untuk membekali calon pengajar dengan keterampilan untuk mengajarkan bahasa Inggris dalam konteks profesional. Adapun capaian pembelajaran lulusan yang dibebankan oleh program studi pada mata kuliah ini adalah CPL 2, lulusan mampu menunjukkan penguasaan pengetahuan dan keterampilan berbahasa Inggris setara level B2 CFR dan penguasaan pengetahuan kebahasaan, kesusastraan, kebudayaan, dan kependidikan bahasa Inggris serta menggunakannya secara kritis dan reflektif dalam merancang, melaksanakan, mengelola, mengevaluasi, dan meningkatkan pembelajaran bahasa Inggris yang mendidik dan berpusat pada siswa hingga mencapai capaian pembelajaran bahasa Inggris sesuai kurikulum yang berlaku pada jenjang pendidikan dasar dan menengah, jalur pendidikan formal dan non-formal berbasis TIPEH dengan memanfaatkan teknologi informasi secara tepat yang mencerminkan sikap cinta tanah air, jiwa nasionalisme, serta nilai-nilai moral, religius, inklusivitas, dan integritas. CPL 3, lulusan mampu menunjukkan penguasaan pengetahuan dan keterampilan berbahasa Inggris setara level B2 CFR serta menggunakan pengetahuan dan keterampilannya untuk mengkaji, menyelesaikan masalah, meningkatkan kualitas pendidikan dan pembelajaran bahasa Inggris melalui kajian dan penelitian yang komprehensif dengan pemanfaatan teknologi informasi secara tepat yang mencerminkan sikap cinta tanah air, jiwa nasionalisme, serta nilai-nilai moral, religius, inklusivitas, dan integritas. CPL 5, lulusan mampu menunjukkan penguasaan pengetahuan dan keterampilan dalam merancang, melaksanakan, mengelola, mengevaluasi, dan meningkatkan pengelolaan dan pengembangan sumber daya dan administrasi penyelenggaraan pendidikan dan unit usaha serta pelayanan lainnya yang menjadi tanggung jawab baik untuk anak-anak dan dewasa secara kreatif dan inovatif dalam konteks formal dan non-formal, serta mengembangkan layanan dan inovasi-inovasi usaha secara berkelanjutan dengan pemanfaatan teknologi informasi secara tepat yang mencerminkan sikap cinta tanah air, jiwa nasionalisme, serta nilai-nilai moral, religius, inklusivitas, dan integritas. Kemudian, capaian pembelajaran mata kuliah untuk Vocational English Teaching terdapat 5 CPMK, yaitu CPMK 1, mahasiswa mampu menjelaskan tentang konsep dasar bahasa Inggris untuk vokasi. CPMK 2, mahasiswa mampu menjelaskan karakteristik kurikulum bahasa Inggris untuk vokasi. CPMK 3, mahasiswa mampu mengevaluasi kurikulum dan bahan ajar bahasa Inggris untuk vokasi. CPMK 4, mahasiswa mampu mengembangkan silabus dan bahan ajar bahasa Inggris untuk vokasi. CPMK 5, mahasiswa mampu mengembangkan asesmen untuk pembelajaran bahasa Inggris untuk vokasi. Untuk meraih capaian pembelajaran mata kuliah, pokok bahasan yang dipelajari dalam mata kuliah Vocational English Teaching adalah Curriculum of English Teaching in Vocational School in Indonesia, Procedures of Needs Analysis for Vocational English Teaching, Analyzing Needs Analysis for Vocational English Teaching, Developing Courses for Vocational High School, Institutional Factors, Analyzing English Syllabus and Lesson Plan in Vocational School, Developing English Syllabus and Lesson Plan for Vocational School, Evaluating ELT Materials for Vocational High School, Developing Learning Materials and Assessment for Reading, Developing Learning Materials and Assessment for Writing, Developing Learning Materials and Assessment for Listening, dan Developing Learning Materials and Assessment for Speaking. Sementara itu, untuk menunjang kegiatan pembelajaran, sumber referensi yang digunakan untuk mata kuliah ini diantaranya Developing Courses in English for Specific Purposes, The Handbook of English for Specific Purposes, Curriculum Development in Language Teaching, Materials and Method in ELT, A Teacher's Guide, dan Material Development in Language Teaching. Selain itu, sumber lain berupa artikel jurnal, digunakan pula sebagai referensi pembelajaran vokasi dalam berbagai setting. Adapun sistem pembelajaran untuk mata kuliah Vocational English Teaching dilakukan dengan dua cara, yaitu tatap muka dan dalam jaringan melalui LMS LDRU dan berbagai aplikasi atau platform digital lainnya yang bisa mendukung proses pembelajaran seperti Mentimeter, Padlet, Curie.live, Quizzes, dan lainnya. Saat proses pembelajaran, model dan metode yang digunakan adalah model dan metode yang berfokus kepada siswa atau student-centered learning yang didesain untuk mendorong keaktifan mahasiswa seperti discovery learning dan project-based learning. Mahasiswa didorong untuk belajar aktif, kolaboratif, serta kreatif dalam setiap sesi pembelajaran. Selain itu, mahasiswa juga diharapkan mampu berpartisipasi dalam diskusi dan penilaian teman sejawat. Pembelajaran dalam satu semester dibagi menjadi 16 pertemuan yang terdiri dari pertemuan 1 sampai dengan pertemuan 7 adalah perkuliahan, dilanjutkan dengan ujian tengah semester, kemudian dilanjutkan kembali dengan perkuliahan di pekan ke-9. Perkuliahan menggunakan project-based learning dimulai di pekan 10 dan mahasiswa secara berkelompok akan mengadaptasi dan mengembangkan materi ajar bahasa Inggris untuk jenjang SMK. Dalam rentang pertemuan di pekan 10 hingga 15, mahasiswa merancang proyek, mempresentasikan kemajuan proyek, dan dosen akan memberikan feedback kepada mahasiswa. Di pekan ke-16, mahasiswa mengumpulkan hasil proyek yang telah dirancangnya. Untuk evaluasi pembelajaran pada mata kuliah Vocational English Teaching didapatkan dari diskusi dan aktivitas partisipatif, UTS, nilai proses proyek, dan nilai hasil proyek. Sedangkan untuk pembobotannya, diskusi dan aktivitas partisipatif memiliki bobot 20%, UTS sebanyak 30%, nilai proses proyek sebanyak 25%, dan nilai hasil proyek sebanyak 25%. Demikian informasi yang bisa saya sampaikan mengenai mata kuliah Vocational English Teaching yang dilaksanakan di program studi S1 Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris Fakultas Ilmu Budaya Universitas Jenderal Sudirman. Selanjutnya merupakan cuplikan dari proses pembelajaran yang saya laksanakan secara tatap muka. Selamat menyaksikan.
Okay, good morning everyone. Good morning. Okay. How are you doing today? Great. Okay. I hope all of you are in a good condition and get ready to learn today. Yeah. So have you got your breakfast? Not yet. Yeah. After this, after having this class, you can grab your breakfast. Yeah. Okay. So this is our meeting 9 in Vocational English Teaching class. Thank you for coming to the class on time. Okay. So don't forget to click your attendance on LDRU. Okay. Now, before starting the class, please use your phone and join Curie.live and type the PIN 403415. Okay, all of you have joined? Yeah, let's start. There are 3 things that you have to do when I click start here. The first is draw an expression that shows your feeling about today. Okay. Yeah. Some of you are smiley. Okay. What is this? Okay. Yeah. I think some of you are yeah, joyful. Yeah, joyful, and then yeah. Okay. Lovely expression. What is this? Yeah. Okay. So I hope all of you are happy today, yeah, and get ready to learn with me, yeah. Okay, now let's move to the second question. In the second question, you have to write a word, okay? Write a word that represent good learning materials. Okay, so in your opinion, a good learning material should be understandable, comprehensive, uncomplicated, interactive, understandable, effective, clear, inclusive, relevant, creative, and gong. Gong. Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about this later. Yeah. We'll evaluate the characteristic of effective learning materials. And the last question, for the last question, why is it necessary for teachers to evaluate learning materials? So let's see your answers. Okay. The first, to make better learning for students, to reach learning goals. I think the purpose of evaluating materials are to identify parts that must be improved, make learning process fun and effective. Yeah, okay, very good. It shows that you have a good understanding about teachers should evaluate materials. So we are on the same page that later when you become teachers, you have to evaluate your learning materials. Okay, so thank you for answering this question. Now let's see. Let's continue to the material for today. Okay, so we have 3 learning objectives for today's lesson. So after joining this lesson, you are expected to be able to identify specific English language needs for vocational high school students. Second, you are expected to be able to evaluate English learning materials for vocational high school. And the last, you are expected to be able to integrate learning needs into materials development. So it is expected you will be able to develop materials for vocational high school students. Okay, needs analysis. Have you ever heard about needs analysis? Yes? Okay. Please raise your hand. Why do you think needs analysis is important to be conducted? Okay, Norika.
It's analysis important at the first lesson to evaluate, to know students' needs so that we can create better and suitable learning materials for them.
Okay, so teachers can create better learning materials for students if they know their student needs. Any other answer, please? Okay, Bayu.
To make sure the learning process is relevant with their needs.
Okay, to make sure that learning process is relevant with their needs. Others? Maybe you have answer? Yeah, Baim?
To identify our learning progress and make the students get what they should have.
Okay. Make the students get what they should have. Okay. Thank you, Norika, Bayu, and Baim. Let's give applause for them. Yeah. Thank you for answering this question. So needs analysis is a process that should be done by teacher, especially in the beginning of the learning program. So the focus of needs analysis is to find out what student needs, because when students come to the class, they have their own expectation. They have their own needs, okay? And also, students have their own learning preference. That's why it is necessary for teachers to conduct needs analysis. Needs analysis will be a bridge, to fill the gap between the present situation. The present situation, it means the students' learning preference, the students' learning styles. Okay, can you mention students' learning styles? What are they? Visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Okay, and then students' learning proficiency, and future expectation. Future expectation is what they need to know after finishing the learning program. For SMK or vocational high school, you have to know that there is a concept of link and match. It means that the learning program conducted in vocational high school should link or match with the expectation of dunia usaha, dunia industri, How the culinary art program, in Purwokerto, is there any vocational high school majoring culinary art program? Yes. Where is it? SMK 3, and then SMK Mardikenya, okay? The expectation of the industry is how the graduates from those schools be able to know the terms related to culinary, how they are able to explain the food in English, communicate with a guest maybe when they work in a hotel, So that's why when we as teacher, develop the material, we should have need analysis first. We should do needs analysis, and after that, after knowing our student needs, we have to analyze, evaluate the materials. Because what is it? The purpose of material evaluation? To improve, okay, to see whether the existing materials is enough, or whether we as teacher have to adapt, or maybe we have to create from scratch, because we need to know what are the needs of our students, and after that we are going to develop the learning materials. Okay, when you do needs analysis, there are some systematic evaluation that you need to do. The first, you have to see whether the content from the material is relevant or not, and whether the text is clear, readable, and the third, how the materials and the activities provided in the book can engage the students, align with the learning objectives. Why do you think that the material should be aligned with learning objectives? Because? Okay, very good, Anggi. Because the learning objectives are something that we have to achieve, that students have to achieve, yeah? And then cultural sensitivity and appropriateness. Assessment and feedback mechanism is the last thing that you have to consider when you develop and evaluate the material. Okay, now you are going to do group discussion. Yeah, please work in 4, I think. Yeah, 4. Okay, do the discussion in 4. I have provided some chapters from the book, and what you have to do with your group is analyzing the content of the book. Okay, so the first consideration, you have to see to what extent are the texts provided in the chapter relevant for your learners, be understood by your learners, interest the learners, and engage the learners. Yeah, so you analyze the text first, and the second, to what extent the activities provided in the chapter relevant to the learners, be achievable by the learners, interest the learners, engage the learners, and be useful to the learners. Okay, now can this code first, this one, the blue one, yeah, can the blue one, and make a group. You can work in circle. A group consists of 4, I think. Yeah.
It covers all well, because in this chapter the is mostly dominant on the aesthetic learning style.
Submitting on the Padlet. Okay, finish writing on the Padlet. So here are the results of the discussion. Yes, let's see, and we are going to do the group presentation. You can share about the result of the group discussion with your friends. Yeah, who want to be a volunteer to present the result of the discussion? Okay, Talia, yeah. Okay, you can go forward and share with your friends.
Hello everyone. We are from group 1, and before we explain our discussion, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Kristalia, and my partner.
Yeah, and I'm Anji. My name is Norita. So we choose a fashion and art program. So the text discussed in the chapter 1 is actually descriptive text. With the theme is sport. However, this is a relevant text to be integrated in the fashion and art program. However, the theme itself needs to be adjusted since it is not that aligned with the fashion and arts. Maybe for the fashion and art program can be adjusted with suitable themes such as describing fabric materials, fashion designers, models, or even fashion trends.
Okay, maybe next, the materials are quite understandable and it is engaging. However, maybe the developer should mention the specific parts of the descriptive text, like the general structure and more example, because here in the chapter 1, it's just one example, Cristiano Ronaldo text. Yeah, maybe the developer can adjust and add more specific parts.
And the next maybe about the activities. In the chapter 1, it's quite varies. For example, like this, you need to make a portrait, because this is the theme of this chapter is about sport. Here, the developer mentioned about racial equality, but because in this occasion we choose fashion and arts program, maybe
the text or the person can be changed. Maybe, for example, like Ivan Gunawan or something like
Maybe
or maybe it can be model or can be anything that related to the fashion.
Okay. Moreover, I want to add a point from Nanki. The activity itself provide a lot of activities that include all learning modalities. However, they should provide audio on the book because I didn't see any of QR code or anything that refers to the audio. Moreover, the activity is quite unachievable for us, in our opinion, to the 10th grade and need to be adjusted. Something like that. Maybe if you don't agree with us, we can discuss it later. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for
So, they have chosen vocational high school majoring fashion design, and they think that the material should be adjusted in terms of the topic. Yeah, for example, if the chapter is about athletes, then you can find some materials about fashion designer, or fashion week. Yeah, it can also be written in descriptive text. Later, you can read those, and let's go back. Everyone, we have finished, the materials about evaluating learning materials for our English classroom. Do you have any questions? Okay, it's clear enough, Later, at your home, you have individual assignment, So you will teach the case, the condition is like this. You will teach narrative text for 10th grade students in vocational high schools majoring in tourism. And you can check the details of the assignment on Eldiru later, Okay, so I think the time is up. Okay, let's do some reflection. Okay, let's review what have we learned from today's lesson. Maybe Rafiq, what can you get after this meeting?
The students, when they learn about their materials, if they are confused in some parts, that parts can be improved so that later on, there's no like a gap or like a part that confuses them. I think that's all.
Thank you, Rafiq, for the conclusion, and thank you, everyone. So we can sum up that after learning these materials, we know that it is necessary for you as teachers to conduct needs analysis. You have to consider your students' learning style, your students' preference, and after that, you will facilitate your student needs and develop better material or modify existing material with a certain criteria. Okay, so I think that's all for today's meeting, everyone. Thank you for learning so well. So please be healthy, and I'm going to see you again next week. Next week, we are going to learn about how to develop material and assessment for reading school for students in vocational high school. Okay, so have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Demikian deskripsi singkat dan cuplikan proses pembelajaran dari mata kuliah Vocational English Teaching yang saya ampu di program studi S1 Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris Fakultas Ilmu Budaya Universitas Jenderal Sudirman. Semoga cuplikan video tadi dapat memberikan gambaran mengenai kinerja pengajaran yang saya lakukan untuk mata kuliah Vocational English Teaching. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.